The Earth is 4.5 billion years old, yet somehow we managed to be alive at the same timeline as the NVIDIA 50 series cards, you guys. That's pretty incredible. What I have here in front of me is the brand new RTX 5090 Founders Edition. So I'm going to unbox this, compare it to last gen's 4090 Founders Edition, and also I'll give you guys my plans on the card and what type of content you can expect in the next few months. So yeah, with that said, enough chit chatter, let's get into this thing. Actually, first thing I want to point out is my FedEx driver dropped off the package like this in front of my porch without any signature. So anybody could have literally came by and stolen the package. And on top of that, this arrived ripped. This seal was broken on this side, but luckily the box is still heavy, so I hope the graphics card is still inside here. But anyways, we'll find out. Inspired by gamers, enhanced by AI, built by NVIDIA. Been waiting for this day for such a long time, guys. Here we go. Oh, that's an interesting color. I was expecting black. This is the size of it? What? It's so much smaller than last gen. Oh, it's because we've got like the cables and stuff underneath it. Okay, that's why they're able to make it smaller. But still, this is impressive. This is like less than half the size of the last gen Founders Edition. So inside this box, you have a very tiny quick start guide and a disgusting adapter cable. Although I do have to give him some credit, at least this time it's braided, so it looks a little nicer, but still, like, what is this? What is this NVIDIA? Bruh. Unfortunately, you're gonna need 4 8-pin PCI connectors to power this beast, or if you have a PCI 5 ready power supply, you can just use the included 12VH power cable instead, which will look a lot cleaner. Still can't get over how thin this box is. It looks like the entire thing is made out of paper fibers. Let's get into it. Can't believe it. It's actually here. That is so clean. Yep, smells like Jensen's jacket. Bruh. I think anyone who holds a 5090 in their hands from now on has to be extra cautious because of the value. One wrong move and you've made a very expensive mistake. But here on the channel, there's something I always do with these high-end cards that has people at the edge of their seats. The notorious GPU flip. And I think it's only fair that we welcome the 5090 into the TechSource family by doing this flip. There we go. I'm having serious doubts. Let's move my ring. There we go. Normally I flip it with one hand and catch it with one hand, but I am not taking that chance with the 5090. One thing I'm actually just noticing now holding this in person is that NVIDIA blacked out their entire card. The fins on the heatsink are black, the PCI connector over here is black, even the PCI bracket in the back, like they went all matte black on this. So we got 32 gigs of GDDR7 memory with this beast, PCI Gen 5, and for connectivity, it does look like we still have 4 ports. 3 DisplayPort 2.1B with UHBR20, which gives us higher bandwidth and support for longer cables, but we also have 1 HDMI 2.1B. So these cards are running all the latest gen connectivity. So the MSRP of this card is $2,000, which honestly, I don't think it's gonna be realistic on launch day due to scalpers and future tariffs that are coming to this country. Hell, even the current 4090 Founders Edition is going for like $3,200 on Newegg. You know the old tale about selling kidneys to afford PC parts? That is slowly becoming a reality, unfortunately. Let's see how much smaller this card is compared to the 4090 Founders Edition. That is about 1/3 smaller, I think. So we went down from a triple slot down to a dual slot, which means it's SFF ready. This can fit in a lot of mini ITX cases now because it's a dual slot card. But I'm curious if this will fit in the Performance 1M that I built in recently. Let's try it out. Now, NVIDIA said I can't install this inside of a system, nor can I power it on, but they never said anything about putting it inside the case. And that's exactly what we're gonna do here. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Okay, all seriousness, I'm not plugging it in. Look, the PCI slot is on the bottom. I'm just gonna put this right next to the PCI slot, and right off the bat, we have like over an inch of space left for the side panel. I feel like this is going to be the card for a lot of SFF builds out there. I know the AIB cards are going to be much bigger and more chunkier. Those are going to be a little bit more difficult to fit in small form factor cases, but I feel like the Founders Edition series is going to be the card for SFF builds for sure. I mean, this is incredible. Yeah, we have like an inch of space towards the center bracket and another inch towards the side panel. Like we have plenty of clearance. This could be a little bit thicker and we still won't run into any issues in these mini ITX cases. I mean, say what you want about NVIDIA, but you gotta give them some credit. They somehow managed to make a faster card, yet shrink the overall size. I mean, yeah, it draws more power, which is understandable, but you know, they didn't increase the size of the card. I feel like this year we're gonna see a lot of very creative and unique SFF builds. Like this card alone is gonna pave the path towards those builds. And when you go custom water cooling and strip out the heatsink and put a water block on it, I mean, damn, it's gonna get very interesting this year. Yeah, it looks like the overall dimensions are the same. The only difference I see is the thinness. The 5090 Founders Edition is about 20 millimeters thinner than the 4090 Founders Edition. Also, I do have to say that I'm glad NVIDIA changed the thermal design of their new cards. So now you got two intake fans in the bottom that blow air right through the card. If you guys look closely, you can actually see through the card through these fins over here. And that's because they moved the PCB towards the center to make room for the airflow. So theoretically, we should be seeing cooler temps compared to before. But of course, we're gonna have to wait for benchmarks, which come out on January 23rd. NVIDIA is claiming that this card is twice as fast as the RTX 4090, but this does include upscaling technology like DLSS 4 and frame gen. But NVIDIA is also claiming that the 5090 will be 30% faster than the 4090 without DLSS and just using native ray tracing. I think these cards have to be a minimum of 30% faster than last gen without any AI, so just pure rasterization performance. Otherwise, it's gonna be a very disappointing launch, assuming they can even keep the same $2,000 MSRP. But honestly, what I'm most excited about is the new 9th gen encoder, which came in at the perfect time. As most of you guys know, I just finished building my setup and I want to start streaming more. So the faster encoding times and improved quality is going to come in clutch when I start taking streaming more seriously. As far as what my plans are with this card, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that my current PC is severely outdated and I've been patiently waiting for the 5090 to come out so that I can rebuild my entire system. In fact, let me give you guys a quick sneak peek. The case I'm building, Big Red version 6, is inside this box. It's called Frostbite, and it's basically a miniature version of my current case. Which means, yes, ladies and gents, I am going SFF. So yeah, it's gonna be a mini ITX build, full custom water cooling. I got the rest of the parts coming in the next few weeks, so expect a part 1 very soon. And the reason why I'm going mini ITX is because the truth is, guys, I'm getting old. Like my bones are getting brittle, I have low back pain. I can't always step up and take my PC down and put it up every single year when I have to upgrade. I can't do that anymore. So I feel like if I shrink the size down, it's gonna weigh a lot less and it's gonna be easier for me to mount it on the wall. So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to downsize to a mini ITX build. But yeah, that is a quick sneak peek for you guys. Make sure you subscribe because part 1 will be coming out hopefully in February. I do have a ton of exciting content planned with the 5090 Founders Edition, as well as other 5090s that are currently on the way, including a really cool custom water-cooled subscriber build that's happening soon. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.